difficult to do this. I just have to tell you. It's not funny. I don't know why it seems to be so difficult, but here we go. We're going on YouTube now, my friends. So come over to YouTube, okay? TG link doesn't work. I love you too. David says, don't forget about the trans conference in Philly. You know, I'm not sure if I can make it because I think I just got booked for Southern Comfort. Southern Comfort in Florida in September. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to make that show because I have way too many things happening. And also, you know, I reached out to the Philly Health Conference and they never felt the need, in a sense, to get back to me. So, you know, that's okay. There's a lot of places that want to have me come, and I'm not really sure. I don't feel so welcome there for some reason, which is really interesting to me. But, you know, it's like that. There's a lot of politics in this. There's a lot of politics in this community. And like, you know how it is. If someone doesn't like you or they don't like what you're saying, you're not going to be part of the community and blah, blah, blah. And like, you know, I'm a very controversial figure within the transgender community. We all know that, right? We all know that I'm controversial because I speak my mind. And I'm not worried about what anybody else in this community thinks about me. Because if you really are part of this community, you understand that we all have voices. We all have different opinions. We all have different ways we want to do things. We all have different ideas. We're all entitled to have these different ideas. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming over here. I appreciate you. We're moving over from YouTube to Facebook. So come over. I'm going to keep this rolling, but I really would love for you guys to try to come over to YouTube so eventually we don't have to do this anymore. But it's okay that people don't like me in this community or don't think my voice should be heard. That's the part that's a problem, I guess, for me. Why shouldn't my voice be heard? And why shouldn't my opinion be part of the conversation? And why am I not entitled to believe the things I believe? That we should talk about sex, and we should talk about our bodies, and we should teach each other that it's okay to be sexual, and we should teach each other that just because you have a vagina does not make you a man. Or if you want to have penis surgery, go ahead and do it. But this idea that we're not allowed to have different opinions about what we do in our community is very strange and very cult-like. And I'll say it again, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it again. It's cult-like. Stop telling people they can't be or they can't say or they can't do, because I'm going to do it. And I'm going to encourage you to do it too. Speak your mind in this community. Do not let people tell you no. Do not let people tell you how to speak. And do not let people tell you, most importantly, how to identify. That is unbelievable. That is not a transgender community. Look at me going all crazy and shit. So thanks, Stace. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. So I just want to see here. Okay. So today we're going to talk a lot about sex. Sex. The dirty word sex. Oh my God, sex. Come over to YouTube. Come over to YouTube. We're going to talk about sex, you guys. We're going to talk about sex. And guess what we're going to talk about? Sex and loving your body. Wow. Are we really going to talk about sex and about transgender people and sex? No, we can't be doing that. Don't have sex. Sex is a horrible thing. You're not going to like it. It's the worst thing you can do for yourself. Stay away from your genitals. They're not yours. Don't like yourself. Always feel down and out. Don't connect to yourself. Have triggers every 50 seconds so that you stay alienated from the world. Stop worrying. Don't worry. Stay home. Get under the covers. Don't be a functioning person. Don't do it. No, because if you do it, guess what? You're gonna leave our cult. No, don't do it. Don't learn. Don't be there. Yes, I'm being sarcastic. Of course I am. Danny. Oh my God, that's what it feels like to me in our community. That's what it feels like when people are saying to us, don't talk about our genitals. Of course don't talk about our genitals. It's all about context and intent. And that's with anything in our lives. Context and intent. And if someone is just wandering up to you out of nowhere and saying, "Hey, are you a trans person? What's between your legs?" That's ridiculous and that's stupid. And yes, you shouldn't do that. But if you're at home and you're hanging out with somebody and maybe there's something happening and you're getting to have the feelings and all of a sudden you're like, I'm not really sure if this person is going to be cool about it. Let's talk about it. Yes, you should talk about it. Yes, you should talk about the fact that you maybe aren't feeling comfortable with your body. And for the example, I'm going to use me because I don't want to use any other thing and people take it out of context. For me, if I'm sitting there and my buddy is over and we're having sexual feelings about each other and all of a sudden maybe he just doesn't know that I have a vagina for some reason. And I tell him, dude, I have a vagina, but I feel sexual toward you and you feel like I still want to have sex. And he's like, yeah, dude, I would totally want to have sex, but you have a vagina? Like, I'm not really sure how to do that because I've never really done that before. And I'm like, dude, I can help you. Let me show you. Those are my conversations. Those are my conversations. And I have great sex because I was open about the fact that I have a vagina. I'm a dude. We're going to have awesome sex. Let's just do it. And let me teach you how to do it. So when you do it with another dude who has a vagina, you're going to feel so confident and so awesome. And so is the dude with the vagina. So what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? I want to know what's wrong with that. Do any of you have any feedback about why you think it is not cool? Why you think it is not cool to talk about sex? Okay. Nate says, my PTSD has a huge basis in sexual issues, but I'm learning to enjoy sex. Of course it does. I'm not discounting that a lot of us have anxiety. I've been freed of it. Anxiety around our genitals, anxiety around sex, anxiety around connecting to our bodies. Of course you do. That's part of being a person who's changing their gender or changing their sexuality or changing the way they feel about themselves. Of course you do. And anyone who's telling you anything else is full of shit. Look, I'm the man who connected to my body, clearly. I'm the man who screams it on the top of my lungs throughout the world. My voice, my lungs, whatever. I scream it because it's real and I believe in it. And I believe in it in a way for us in the transgender community to start to connect to our bodies. We have desexualized ourselves. We have desexualized ourselves on such a level that sex is now this weird thing in our community. Fuck, are you kidding? Why do you think I create products like this? This product right here will help you. Lube is our friend, but we're not talking about lube. So I thought to myself one day, but hold on, wait a minute. We're not talking about lube. We're not talking about lube, the most basic part of sex, lube. How come we're not talking about it? So I said, I gotta make something. The T-Lube by Sliquid, not a commercial, a real thing. I created this so we can start again to have the discussion outside of our community. This will go into gynecological offices, medical arenas, therapist offices, everywhere outside of our community to start the dialogue around our own genitals that is not in a way that's disrespectful. Do you understand what I'm talking about? You understand what I'm saying? It creates dialogue. When we start to have dialogue, we start to unshame ourselves around our body. We start to unshame ourselves around the fact that you feel sexual. Yes, you do. If you're a trans man and you're probably taking testosterone, maybe not, you're probably going to start feeling a little more energized or something's happening or you're feeling a little more sexual. But you're not sure who to talk to or you're not sure how you're supposed to approach it because all you keep hearing is stop sexualizing us, stop talking about our bodies, stop talking. That's all I hear. And no, I disagree. If you are feeling that way, you need to feel that way and you need to talk to somebody about it. And you need to talk to your buddies about it, your friends about it, your doctors about it, that you're feeling this way, but you feel disconnected to your genitals or your body. You can't feel that way and move on through the world. It won't work. You will always feel uptight You will always feel disconnected to your body, and you will never ever feel like you can move through the world. It's a real thing. It's a real thing, you guys. I'm telling you, and the reason I'm telling you is because I do it. I do it. I walk through the world as a sexual being every single day. Adamus says, thank you, Buck. Creating opportunities for people to reclaim their bodies. Thank you. It's all I'm doing. It's all I'm doing. I'm telling you. There are people out there in our community who do not want us to connect to our bodies. They don't want us to connect to ourselves through sex. And it's only because they don't connect to their bodies through sex. So they want to create a shame around it so that they feel more comfortable in their own disconnect and their own shame if there's a whole gaggle of us who are saying the same exact thing. Yes, I don't want to connect to my body. Yes, I hate my body. Yes, don't let me do that. That's what's happening. And they're teaching people this fucked up language, and they're teaching people to disconnect sexually to their bodies because they aren't connected to their bodies. And that is what is happening. I almost guarantee you that's what's happening. Because why are there people like us who are like, we love our bodies are awesome, let's have sex, let's create sex, let's do it, okay? That's what I'm talking about. So if there's people in our community telling you not to connect, why are they telling you that? And the reason I'm looking like that is because I'm doing Facebook and YouTube Live. Look at my sweaty armpits. Maybe I should make deodorant. What do you think about that? So let me have a little sip of coffee, and I want to read a little bit of your guys' feedback on what I'm talking about here. So Goth Punk says, I've been wondering whether for a long time do adult stars have to have makeup on like movie stars? That's an interesting question. And of course, most of the ladies in the industry, I never wear makeup, but a lot of ladies or female identified, or however they want to say, whatever they are, they mostly all wear makeup. Yes, they mostly all wear makeup. There's always a makeup artist on set. One thing I hate is cold coffee, just so you know. And by the way, did anybody do any research on Nestle? I really need to know about that, and I haven't had any time to do it. So let me just write it down, and if I have time today, I'll do that. I want to get back to this very important discussion. So, do I tweeze? What is tweeze? I don't even know what that means. Oh, waxing. No. Why would I do that? Are you talking to me, Darla? I would never wax and I would never tweeze. Nope, I don't do that. I shave my genital area when I do films, but I don't tweeze or wax. And then when I'm not filming, I don't. Actually, I really like... Okay, so you want to know what my favorite porn genre is? Oh, hi, Danny. Danny says, I'm a gay man in New York City. I would totally date a trans guy, but there is so much stigma in doing so. People are so judgmental and shouldn't be. It's absolutely horrible and awful. New York City is one of the most judgmental. No, it isn't, my friend. America is the most judgmental place. Come to LA. They're doing the same bullshit here. Go to Seattle. They do the same bullshit there. It's not a town. It's a community pulling this bullshit. It's communities. Of course, in the gay community, in the gay men's community, they're like, if you fuck a trans man, you're straight. I've been dealing with that for 17 years. 17 years ago, when gay cisgender men wanted to have sex with me, it was always secret. And it was always the dirty little secret. And we didn't talk about it. And it was like, dude, you cannot tell anybody that I just had sex with you. Like, stuff like that. It's real. It happens. It still happens today. And if I don't fucking talk about it and you don't fucking talk about it, how the fuck are we going to change it? I am so tired of this community. Good morning, Katie. I am so tired of this community and people telling us that we can't have a voice about things that are so important to us. Who is telling us that? Who is telling us that? I want to know. I am dying to know who these gatekeepers are. We must talk about sex. We must talk about our bodies. We must talk about the fact that there are people out there who want to have sex with us, who are cisgender people, or however they identify outside of the transgender realm. They want to have, here's a gay man in New York City who just said he would totally love to have sex with trans men, but there's a stigma around it, and he doesn't want to deal with all that. Of course, you just want to have sex. I just want to have sex. That's all. I don't want it to be like a fucking whole goddamn thing I have to talk about, but it's real. We have to talk about it before we have sex, because guess why? Because we're light years behind. Because our community put the fucking brakes on my sex work, where I started to talk about us from 2001, and all of a sudden there was a whole bunch of people in our community who decided that me talking about sex is not okay. And so they try to stamp my voice out, because they try to lie and say I'm a misogynist, I'm a trans misogynist, I'm transphobic, I'm everything phobic, basically. And they do that in order to try to shut my voice down, because they don't want me to talk about how sex is important, and how sex can create a better community for this, and how sex can alleviate a lot of your anxiety. Sex can alleviate the anxiety you have around your body. Sex can alleviate the anxiety you have around just being a person. And I believe that 110%. It's real. So how do we start to have the conversation on a level where it's just normal? Where, guess what? You might want to buy one of these. Just saying, you might want to buy one day, and you might want to experiment with your body. That's why it was invented. It was invented so that you can experiment with your body in the privacy of your own home. In the privacy of saying, I want to feel my body. How does it feel? How do I feel? The Buck Off has created a way for people to connect, especially trans men who haven't connected to their bodies ever during the transition. Now think about that. If you're not transgender or transsexual, think about that. You're a person who is transitioning from whatever to whatever, yet your genitals aren't coming along with you. Yet your desire to be sexual with other people is not coming along with you, because you've been told that it's not okay. Because you've been told by other people in our community that it is not okay. What? Who said that? And why did they say that? And why are they saying that? I'm gonna repeat it. They're saying it because they don't want you to connect, because they don't connect. They don't connect with their bodies. And so because they're not connecting with their bodies, they don't want you to connect with their body, with your body. It's a way to keep you down. It's a way to keep you frustrated. It's a way to keep you under control. When you follow other people in this community, you are becoming a follower. You are not becoming a leader, and you are also not becoming an independent person. You must become an individual, independent person in order to move through the world. You cannot always rely on your community. You cannot always rely on other people to take the forefront for you, because if you do that, you are not living your true, authentic self. You are living the life of somebody else still, even in your transition. If you are listening and following and only going under guidelines of say so community, you are not transitioning, my friend. You have just joined a cult. That is why I'm pissed off, and I will not shut up until we start to teach our community how to walk on its own 2 feet, how to walk on your own way and your own path, and encourage you to create yourself under your own imagination and your own desire, not the desires of our community, to create a gigantic cult for some reason. And the reason is this: because there are people in our community who do not love themselves, who do not create the transition in order to move forward. They created this way in order to control people. That's why I keep saying, who are these gatekeepers? And who are these people who are creating the lingo and the language and the rules and the regulations that it takes now to be a transgender person. I never did that. I transitioned way before the gatekeepers came on board. Me and a bunch of other people. And we're doing just fine. We created our own space because there was no cult at the time. We created our own journey and our own path in order to create that way to move through the world. Has it ever stopped me? No, my friends. No, my friends, it did not. Good morning, Chuck. Good morning, Danny. I'm not paying attention to you because I'm on YouTube, and I would love for you to come over to my YouTube channel. If you guys can do that, it would be fantastic because I'm really eventually. Hi, Pete. Pete says our anthology isn't available for pre-order. Can't wait for you to come. Yes, I'm also in Pete's book. What's the name of the book again? It's Trans Homo. Is that the name of the book? It's stories about trans men and sexuality, and it's a brilliant book. And Pete, I'll post that later today, but Pete was kind enough to include me in the book and my voice, and it's really awesome. Shane says, I freaking love you, Buck. You're totally right, and I'm sorry the community has silenced you. I was attacked one time for trying to promote your message of positivity. Fuck those people. And you know what, dude? Don't worry about me. But you know what? That's what I'm talking about. Why are they blocking you? But so he was blocked for trying to promote your message of positivity by another trans man who shouldn't happen at all. You are the reason I was able to accept being a man with a vagina, and I was able to reduce the dysphobia and be allowed to still. Thanks. That's what I'm talking about. My friend Shane, he just made the point. He tried to talk about me in a room about how I talk about sex, and that person just shut them down because they're scared of me. They're scared of me because I speak the truth. It's a real thing in communities. Community leaders, whatever the fuck they are. Why we even have community leaders is fucking beyond me, because we shouldn't have a community leader. We should have a community. There should never be one voice that leads our community. There should never be 2, 3, 4. There should never be any voice that leads our community. That is not a community. A community is a bunch of people like us who decided to get together because we got sick and tired of being told what to fucking do, and we created our own community, the B Cup. This is a fucking community. We talk, we have dialogue, we create opinions, we disagree with each other, we might not exactly like each other, but every day we show up and we have conversation in order to create change and to make you feel empowered by you, not by me. Not by me, but by you. We encourage you to be the best you can be. Not because you're trans, or not because you're cis, or not because you're gay, or not. Look, I love doing this. No. And that's the message a lot of the young generation is getting from the gatekeepers. They're smart people. Don't let those gatekeepers fool you. They are fucking smart, and they are watching us. They are watching us and trying to shut us down however they can. Why do you think I get reported all the time? I get reported by the gatekeepers, by the way. I get reported because I am powerful and my voice is heard and people are listening to what I'm saying because I'm speaking what you want to hear. I'm not just speaking out my ass. I'm speaking a real thing that people want to hear. And you can't, even if there's only one listener a day, I don't fucking care. I show up. I show up because I believe in what I say, and you do too. I show up for us in order for us to create a community where we can go back to saying, dude, you're awesome. It's cool that you didn't get surgery. Dude, you're awesome. You're getting bottom surgery. Oh, lady, how? You look amazing. You're taking hormones or you're not. I don't really care, but you're fucking awesome. That's the way we should be speaking to each other. Oh, thanks, Tim, for moving over. I appreciate that very much. Philip says, I don't like the fact that the trans community have become very cultic. Some do not like talking about sex. Just the thought of I know. Rose says, what about the movie and book? Boys don't. Exactly. Remember when they attacked at fucking college in Portland? What college was that? They attacked the Boys Don't Cry director of a movie that was created over 20 fucking years ago. Is a brilliant film, opened up dialogue, and these fucking people attacked. For no reason. How embarrassing and gross. I'm not part of that. And that's why I removed myself from the transgender community. Because it's not a community, it's a cult, and it's bullshit. And I'm not transgender, I'm a transsexual. And I'm not labeling to just label myself. I'm a man with a fucking vagina who walks the world happy and awesome and blessed and grateful. And so why would I join a community of people who are like, my life sucks. I don't have anything. Nobody wants to love me. I hate my body. Yeah, guess what? We all hated our body. We all fucking had nothing, and we all still have nothing. But what do? We pick our shit up, and we go. And we say, you know what? I'm tired of feeling that way. I don't want to feel that way anymore. I want to feel awesome. I want to feel empowered. I want to feel powerful. How do I do it? That's the way we should be teaching people to think. Not, I have PTSD and I have triggers and I can't move through the world. I will not sit around as a trampa and let people just go into that deep, dark hole of the triggers, warnings, and the triggers. Because it's a deep, dark fucking hole that you will never fucking get out of. And I'm old school. Whether you fucking like it or not, I'm old school. And I'm the guy that learned this. Pick yourself the fuck up. I will help you get the fuck up back on your feet and move through that door. Because, my friend, I'm your fucking trampa. I'm your friend. I'm your community. I want to see you function. I don't want to see you over here sitting in the corner feeling shitty about yourself because there's a whole bunch of other motherfuckers sitting in the corner feeling bad about themselves. That is inappropriate that we let that happen. That is not a loving community. That is a community that keeps people down and out in order to control them. And if you don't believe me, that's okay. And if you don't like what I say, that's okay too, because I don't care. I'm going to say it because who else is fucking saying it? And it doesn't mean that I'm right. It's my opinion. It's my opinion. It doesn't mean that, oh, Buck is that. It doesn't mean shit. It only means my opinion. And if you don't like my opinion, start your own fucking B-cup. And talk about your own opinion. And talk about your own ideas. And talk about your own thing. But we have a lot of people in this room who believe exactly what's coming out of my mouth. It's why I say it. It's exactly why I say it. Because if we don't say it, guess what happens? People like Trump get into fucking office. That's what happens when we don't talk about the things that we need to change, when we don't talk about moving forward, when we don't talk about fighting for our rights. Shit like that happens. They sneak through the back fucking door. And that's what happened in our community. Some people snuck through the back door and decided that they were going to be the leaders of this community. And all of a sudden, I watched it happen. They switched the dialogue of this community when we used to scream at the top of our lungs, we're all trannies and we're having a great time and we're moving forward. We're tough. And all of a sudden, there's rules and regulations to this community. You don't use this word. You don't dress this way. You don't act this way. You get surgery this way. You don't do this. You don't listen to this person. What? What and what? I'm not going to sit around and let it happen, kids. I'm not going to let it happen. It will not happen on my time. I refuse. You don't like me? Fuck off. Move over because you're not stopping me, and you're not stopping me from creating a community full of love, compassion, empathy, dialogue, opinions, and all the things I believe in that create a world of love. And that is that. So I don't really care. You can't shut me down. Report me on Facebook. Go right ahead, because it's right over here on YouTube. And if YouTube gets shut down, we got lots of other platforms. You can't. It's not possible. What about all the wingnuts talking shit everywhere? Guess what? We can talk too. And we can have our opinions, and we can move forward in the world. It's time to go, kids. I hope that the dialogue was something that you get out of it today. And sometimes I go off a little bit on my tangents. It's because I'm compassionate, and I'm very passionate about what I feel. It is a real thing. And I will not stand around and let people destroy a community that has so much potential to create change in this world on such a level that they will destroy it and they will take it all away. And they will take all the fucking hard work that I have done for 17 years. They will take it away from us. And I will not. You won't. Hold on. Girl Punk says, the funny thing, my ex-father-in-law had your adult video and he was straight and he was a vet in the Air Force. So I think they see transgender people like a dirty little secret. See? I'm always the dirty little secret, but I don't care. Ace says, I find it really hard to understand the anti-masculine FDM folk. If someone wants to be a doodly dude, that's because, ASEC, that's because they are not comfortable in their own skin. Think about it. It's a real easy equation. When somebody, we've all done it. I'm going to use me as an example. We've all done it. Haha, what is that person wearing over there? Do they even know how crazy they look or stupid they look? Who am I to say that? Why am I saying that? It's because I am insecure about what I'm wearing. And I'm insecure about what I look like. That's why I'm pointing fingers at another person and saying, what are they wearing and what are they doing? It's a real thing. Think about it. The next time you want to talk shit about somebody else, think about it for 1 second before you talk shit. Why do I feel that way? Am I having some jealousy thoughts? Am I not connected to my own self? Why do I have to talk shit about other people? It's exactly what happens in our community. The reason why people talk shit about other people is because they aren't loving themselves and they're jealous and envious. And it's the reason why you talk shit about other people. That's the bottom line. That's it. That's it. Crystal says, Buck, will you share more self-love ideas for the room? Yes, I will. Wendy says, state law requires the MDEQ to charge just $200 per year for Nestle to pump, bottle, sell Michigan's water, while Flint is paying the highest prices in the nation for water. Holy crap. I'm so bummed. So let me talk to you while I'm closing. Crystal and everybody wants to know some more self-love ideas. How to come back. Hi, kids in Facebook. I've been ignoring you because you should be over here on YouTube. But let me just read something here. Darla says, have you ever come across someone whose only intentions were to be part of the gay community to only seek attention? Of course. But that just means that they want to be gay because it's cool. Hey, Wesley, how you doing, my friend? Keep it up. Thanks. Thanks so much. Okay. I love you too, Jackson, and thanks, and thanks, Chuck. Okay, listen. I got to do this in closing because I got to go. But somebody, Crystal here, asked, could I share some thoughts on more self-love ideas? So what I do talk about is this. I like to talk a lot about standing in front of the mirror naked. It's a real thing. You would be totally amazed what it does for you. If you follow what I'm telling you to do, which is every single day, stand in front of that mirror naked. If you have a big family and you only have one bathroom, shut the door, lock it, get naked. If your mirror only comes to here, that's okay. As long as you can see some part of your body naked. Don't make excuses why you can't do it, because you can. Find the mirror in your house and stand in front of that mirror and look at yourself. Even if you have feelings of disgust, keep looking at yourself. Keep looking at yourself until eventually you start to say, but wait a minute. But wait a minute. Why do I feel that way about my body? But wait a minute. My body is my body. But wait a minute. If I don't love my body, who else is going to love my body? These are all real things. These are all real ideas that come into our brain. Just do it. I need you to do it for me. Please, just do it. I guarantee you, once you start to do this exercise on a daily basis, after you get out of the shower, after you take a moment to remove the towel, and after you stand in that mirror for 5 minutes, all I'm saying is 5 minutes, that's it. It's not a lot. And then eventually things will start to come to you, and you'll start to wonder why you feel that way about your body when it's your body. It's nobody else's body. You can make your body look how you want. You can walk your body how you want. You can eat the foods and put it in your body you want. You can exercise if you want. You can sit in front of the TV. It's your body. Reconnect to your body, because if you don't reconnect to your body, nobody will connect to your body. Nobody will. Nobody. I'm telling you, it's real. I've been there. When I wasn't connected to my body, nobody else connected to my body. I had the worst sex ever. Now that I'm like, I love my body, I have the best sex ever. I love you guys. Remember to give if you can and take it if you need it, because that's a real thing too. Abundance in our lives creates our lives, okay? Go into the world, create the world that you want to see, because it's a real thing. You're part of that change. We need to reevaluate our community. We need to crush the gatekeepers, and we need to bring back the idea of what community is. And the idea of what community is love, compassion, acceptance, dialogue, opinions. But it is not this. It is not being told how to act. It is not being told how to be. It is not being told that you're too masculine, you're too feminine, you're not trans enough, you don't like this, Buck Angel is a weirdo, blah, 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 blah. That's all vomit. Vomit. They're vomiting on you. Stop letting them vomit on you. If it's your choice to be vomited on, go right ahead. Go right ahead. But I'm not going to, it's non-consensual vomiting. I don't want to be vomited on. Like, don't do it to me. Move over and vomit in the fucking toilet. But stop vomiting in our faces. It's real. And that could be the hashtag for the day. Stop vomiting on me. I love creating the hashtags. Okay, kids, I gotta go. I love you. Keep up the good work. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We got a lot more going on here. I love you. Bye. I shut off my Facebook. I'm gonna continue for 1 minute here. Oh, God. I sound like I'm complaining. Let's move forward, kids. Let's do this, okay? Connect to your body sexually. If not for you, for me. Just try it. Try it. Try everything I tell you. Lay in bed and masturbate in the morning or at night before you go to bed. Touch your genitals. Touch your body. Touch yourself, because it's your body. It's nobody else's body. If you don't touch your body, tell me who you think's going to touch your body. Who's going to touch your body? Nobody. Because you don't even touch your own body. So you think someone else is? They're not. They're not. It's a real thing. Do it. Please do it. Okay? I love you guys a lot. I'll see you tomorrow. And thanks for always being part of this show.